Okay, sorry I hadn't gotten this out sooner, as I haven't been doing good, been sick and everything, and having computer problems too. Hopefully this computer holds up for this video. This is an instructional video on the 115s, as I've done a lot of research on these and testing, and if you've got these sprint countermeasures, and you've got at least 6 of them, you don't need explosive armor. What I'm done is I've put charged missile armor on my Zelos, reactive 3 instead of MX3, and if you notice over here, radioactive corrosive missile armor is at 90.9, but when we go down here to the defense, it's 95. I've got one Phalanx 4 on here. I really don't think it's needed at this point, not for this dual Zelos setup, but I'm running it on mine, so I had it on there. 5 Gale 3s is what's needed to shoot all the UAVs down. Now, between the 6 sprints and 5 Gale 3s, you're not going to have to worry about rockets or UAVs, or mortars. Okay, I do have a D-52R Harrier on here. If you're having to use a blade, well, you're going to have to I would probably drop off this C1X, and then might have enough for a blade. Let's see, Draconian blade. Yep. So you could easily drop the C1X off of that to put a blade on. You don't need explosive armor in these new 115 targets. The arcs do most of the damage. Now, what I've done with some testing is I've found that the duality countermeasure system built in to the Zelos hull is what shoots 100% of the arcs down. You have no issues at all if you use that. The problem is you can't have anything that's anti-missile on the Zelos. You can't have Trident, Sprites, Phalanxes. They're actually a longer range than the duality countermeasure system, and for some reason the duality countermeasure system doesn't fire when the anti-missiles are firing. As I've done a lot of research on it, and I don't understand why it's not the duality countermeasure system not working when you got anti-missiles on your Zelos, but that's what's going on. I would go ahead and put frontline countermeasure system on here. Let's see here if I can find it. There it is. Alright, that gives you your duality countermeasure range of plus 62%. And it's showing anti-missile, but if you'll notice, the frontline countermeasure system has a countermeasure range boost of 62. The duality countermeasure system is a countermeasure. It's not an anti-missile or an anti-mortar. It's a countermeasure. Okay, now you can put some gales on here and some weapons, whatever. Just make sure you get this thing sculled. You don't even really need armor on this thing at this point if you do this, the dual Zelos setup. Now, I don't have the dual Zelos setup, and being this late in the year, and we're going to be seeing new FM targets in 6 months, I'm not too terribly worried about duality countermeasures. Let's see here. Now, I'm not going to build the second Zelos to use it. I'm going to run with what I've got, and this is what I've got. There's Phalanx 4, then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gale 3s, a D-52R. Notice I'm running 3 4 C1Ms. I still got a C1X on here, but it's not needed. Eventually I'm going to pull it off, probably put another C1M on. HVR, Reactive 3, Speed System 5, Frontline Countermeasure System, and Solid Fuel Booster 3. Now the HVR is needed, as Kixeye has really pumped up the projectile speeds on the stuff in the 115, so you need to pump your projectile speed on your antis. That's the reason why I got the HVR on there, because it gives the most projectile speed out of any other special. It gives 100%. Now, I am toying with, you could probably drop off the reactive armor and put subaquatic propellant on here if you do a second Z-Loss. If you're going to run one Z-Loss and no other tank, you're going to have reactive 3, and I recommend 4 or 5 charged missile armors. This Z-Loss right here, as you see it set up, is only getting about 7 minutes damage in a 115. All my damage, as you can see, I've got repairing right now, is going to my monos from the arcs. Now my monos, I've only got 1 charged missile armor on. I put reactive 3 on. And I'm running D85Ds, which is 3, 6, 7. Speed System 5, Combustion System 2, Garrison Battery MKX. Don't use Siege Battery 4, use the Garrison Battery because it's important. It actually gives you more explosive damage, and it adds up in the long run on the explosive damage. Now this Precision Napalm Detonator, I experimented with it and I love it. It gives you a splash of 78 and explosive damage of plus 43. The fire field chance is 20%, but I think it's a little higher than that because I see it a lot. And that fire field really helps you out a lot. It gives continuous splash damage. It says range 24, but apparently I'm getting more range out of it than that. And it's really nice. I'm killing out turrets further away. I put narrowed firing after on here to decrease my spread a little and increase my splash damage. Now, I don't normally like decreasing my spread on a garrison target, but under the circumstances that if you see over here, I'm running a 256% splash on my monos before any crew or anything. If I was to use the gridiron and a crew, I could easily pump this over 300% splash. So notice my damage is way up. It's 65,366. And all the rest of this is explosive damage plus 61. Most of this is added in from the mono hull. Let's see here. Well, I'm gonna have to pause this, wait an hour, as I didn't check that before I started this video. And we'll be back in about an hour to finish the video. Okay, I'm back. Here's a 115. Now, I've done a lot of experimenting, and it seems with Speed System 5, which I don't have Speed System 6 or any of that other stuff that's in the Tech Up campaign. It doesn't matter how I drive, I still take the same amount of damage. So that's why I've been putting charged missile armor and putting reactive 3, all that on there. Let's see here. Okay, let's stack them up. Bring them over a little bit. Now, Z-Loss. Now I come in just like this. and hit the down arrow to stop. There goes my fire fields. Now I'm going to come back out here. Notice my Z-Loss is just barely scratched. Now this is where I'm going to take a little damage on my monos. I think more charged armor on them, it will help. The thing about charged armor is it's lighter weight and got all the specs and stats of the D5 armor. So that it really helps. I need to get that resist up more. Or the defense. Sorry. Us old school guys call it resist because it used to be resist. Now I'm going to stack them up again. And stop. Notice I stopped just before my ring actually was on top of that turret. Now I come on around. Notice I'm kind of swinging out here. Notice I'm shooting all the UAVs down. That's because of those gales. I've yet to see one since I put sprints on this Z-Loss that my duality countermeasure system fire. You'll know when it fires as it looks like a freaking Gatling gun. Notice I've already splashed out this arc over here. Yeah, I'm going to bring everybody around. Now I'm going to bring them on over. And here I'm actually going to let the monos catch on up to the Z-Loss. And stop. I'm going to sit here a minute and wait on those mortars because I know I triggered them when I pulled the Z-Loss out. And swing on over and select the whole fleet. I got enough mortars in the air to take care of that, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out before those arcs start coming in at me heavy. keep in mind, everything in these 115s does splash damage. So you've got to be able to outrun it if you're going to try to keep moving like these other guys that are doing them for instant repair by just staying moving. That's because they're running Speed System 6 or Magnus Drive 3 on their stuff, which I don't have. Now I'm going to stop right there. Notice the frostbites are not firing. I'm going to bring my fleet in a little, select my Z-Loss. Now here I'm actually going to leave the fleet, as it's going to get arc damage no matter what where I put it. So I just leave it over there anyways. See how I'm splashing everything out? Alright, now we're going to bring the fleet in. I usually get all those turrets there. I don't know why that one arc didn't die. Now I'm going to come over here and stop. Select all. And then we're going to start coming around. Because I always leave that last turret right there. If I had a Molotov cocktail crew on here, it would get it. I always dock my fleet after every 115 because you've got a 469% load. And the way res is getting, dock your fleet and get the res. No need in wasting it. An hour and 50 minutes. Not the greatest. I've actually gotten better. As an hour and 8 minutes is usually my best time. But as you can see, the monos are taking way more damage than the Z-Loss. And here my penetrating defense is 95% on the Z-Loss before the 50% for the turret defense. My penetrating defense is 96 on the monos, but I don't have any turret defense on these things. Or do I? Yeah, I do. But it's all halo damage is what it is. I hope this video helps those that are struggling and don't have up-to-date tech. Is if you got this, most of the stuff that I've listed on my builds is in the Forsaken mission. Let's see here. See, there's sprint countermeasures. Subaquatic propellant is in here. Mono is even in here if you ain't got it. Excuse me. Of course, the reactive 3 is research. D85Ds, then the precision napalm detonator. This is in prize pool 4. See, there's blades in prize pool 3, frontline countermeasure system. If you ain't got Garrison Battery MKX, Siege Battery 3 will work. You just won't have the damage that Garrison Battery MKX has. There's the Z-Loss. If you ain't got it, it's in prize pool 2. There's lots of tokens to build the monos and the Z-Loss, so there's not really any reason at all that you don't have monos and Z-Loss and can build them up. See, prize pool 3, you got the 1-day ship build token. Then you got the 1-day monolith build token, the 1-day Z-Loss build token. Prize pool 4, you not only get tokens right there in the Elite Forsaken chest, you also get 3 1-day monolith tokens there. And then here, you get 3 to 9 days of ship build tokens. Usually it's 3, so don't hold your breath. But be warned, sometimes you will get 2 days in this chest. And if you open the chest from prize pool 4 that gave you a 2-day, you're not going to be able to have one of them in your inventory. So when you claim your prize pool 4, make sure you spin this chest before you open prize pool 5 Elite the Legendary Forsaken chest. As I've had that happen to me, and I had Kixeye give me the token, fortunately, but just be warned on that. I hope this video helps you out and everything. And when I'm not planning on doing any more refitting to my fleet, as I've spent probably 3 weeks or so just refitting this fleet to get to where I'm at, and I'm able to do the Forsaken mission with it now, and everything. I'll just repair and go on down the road. I'm not going to try to keep refitting, as I got too much stuff to build. So that's where I'm at. At the beginning, I did go over the 2 Z-Loss option, but I'm not building a second Z-Loss and spending all that time ranking it for it. By the time I get the fleet ready and everything, it's going to be, guess what?